As you notice today, I'm actually in my kitchen. So I just wanted to show you a recipe that I do most often in the summertime for my son. I call it actually vegan ice cream sandwiches, but it's actually just two really nice soft chocolate cookies. You put frosting in between or ice cream in between, and it's a real treat for my son. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to actually bring the camera close to me. I have the majority of my stuff set up. Hi, just wanted to let you know before we start this recipe to put on your oven at 350 degrees because that's the temperature you're going to be needing for the cookies. And let's get started. So I already started out, so you need half a cup of coconut sugar. And to that you want to put 1 flax egg, 1 tablespoon of flaxseed, and 3 tablespoons of water. So you let that soak for a while, and as you notice, put it a lot closer than you think, that it becomes kind of like soupy, like thicker. So let's put that in all together. And then you're gonna wanna add half of this vegan butter. So this is the pink earth balance. So you wanna put that in. You wanna make sure it's a little bit soft. So a little bit room temperature, not too much. And then you're gonna wanna add some milk. So you're gonna be adding half a cup of milk. This is the milk I'm using almond milk. So let's do that. I'm just using the same container as the milk, so it really doesn't matter. Let's put it in. And down below will actually be exactly the exact ingredients if you didn't hear me during this video properly. And you're gonna want to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla. So I'm just using President's Choice. Got my little spoon, a little flour stuff. Let's put it in. And what you're going to do right now is that you're actually going to just beat this for a little bit because you want this to all incorporate together. So let's do that first. Make sure it's all, push all that butter in. You can see it. Push it all in. Keep stirring. And you're going to notice with vegan butter that it kind of breaks apart, kind of looks like whey. It's okay, because once you actually put the whole recipe together, you won't even notice the butter, and then it melts in the oven, and it all ends up okay, but all vegan butters do that. I haven't met a vegan butter that doesn't do this. So now you're going to actually have to add 1 cup of flour at a time, and then you're going to want to add the cocoa powder. So cleaning this, it doesn't really look all that great right now, but like I said, it's going to be looking good. So what we're going to do is add 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder. So this is just this stuff, just no compliments, nothing fancy. I don't like precise because I always like it a little extra chocolate. And then you're going to add 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Make sure you get it all in there. Stir that up a little bit. Just make sure you get the sides. See? And then you're going to be adding one cup at a time, about 2.5 cups of flour to this. So here's my cup. Add it in, 1 at a time. One. Give it a little slight stir. The reason why you're doing 1 at a time is just because you don't want to get so thick that you can't even stir it anymore, because this will actually end up turning into dough. It's like a dough consistency, so you can roll out your cookies. So this is actually a pretty good recipe that if you have all those different type of cookie cutters, that it can actually make different shapes and stuff. But I'm just playing the game today. I'm just doing circles. Number 2. See, when you start putting it together, just even putting 1 at a time, it starts thickening up. Just like that, and eventually you're going to have to stop using the whisk and start using your hands. Never said baking was clean. And I'm going to do the last half. I'm just gonna fill up the cup just a little bit halfway. Don't really have to like put all the way, see? Just a little bit. And what I'm going to do is actually let go of the whisk, take everything out of this. What you're gonna do is you're gonna start putting it together with your hands. Just like so. Okay, it's all incorporated together now. Like into a dough. So it's kind of like a little bit of extra flour. I'm going to put it on the surface, just like this, so it doesn't stick to my stuff here. All of it in there, and pin. And then you just start swishing it together. Like that. All this good extra stuff in there. Make sure you get it in. You gotta knead for a while. It's not a cookie that you just do right away and then you're good. Actually, you really have to knead it in there. A lot of recipes you really have to knead it. So you really want to make sure it's like really incorporated through. Just like so. I'm gonna roll this out. You don't have to refrigerate it. If you choose to refrigerate the dough a little bit prior to doing it, you can do that. But I'm just doing it quickly. Who wants to take your time when it comes to chocolate cookies? I don't. And here we go. Roll it again. Just make it nice and flat. Make it like kind of like this, like not too thin but not too thick either. Any way you want, whatever. Like this is the point where you can just be like super expressive with yourself when it comes to putting the cookie together. And it makes, well, I can't really say how much it makes because it also depends on your cookies. Depends on your flour. Sometimes flour really absorbs liquid. So if you do find this is actually a little too much during the process when you're putting it in the bowl, you might want to add extra liquid. Depends on your flour. I find like the flour I'm using is fine, but if I'm using President's Choice flour, I find it absorbs quite a bit of liquid. So I actually have this, so I'm just gonna like pop this in now. It's pretty thin. It's not too thick, it's not too thin, so I'm gonna pop them in. Look. Just like this. Like I said, if you got those cookie cutters that actually have little shapes on them, which I do, but my son doesn't want no dinosaurs anymore. I got dinosaurs and butterflies, but yeah, it's a nice shape. Just like this. It's good enough. You just keep going. Just like so. Cut them all up. Just keep it going. Put it all together. I think that one was a little too thick. My pan, I've already buttered it prior to this video. So just put them on. Just like so. And you're going to want to put them in the oven for 8 minutes at 350 degrees, if you remember. And clean this up and we'll see you in 8 minutes. Hey, welcome back. It's at the end of the cookies. So I just wanted to sit there and show you what they look like when they're in. Look at that. Oh, it's kind of like a whoopie pie in some ways. Let's take a peek at this. Remember, I just put some chocolate frosting in between. There's another episode to be able to see it out. That's less. Chocolate frosting is perfect. Forgot to add that I forgot to put the salt in there when I was doing the recipe. Still tastes fantastic. The salt just brings out more flavor of the chocolate. So if you one that doesn't want salt, it still tastes good. So I have a chocolate problem.
And I hope you do too. Let's try these out. Remember, you put ice cream in the middle of them too if you don't want to be like just frosting. It's delicious. Take my word from it. And have a wonderful day. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See ya.